Welcome back to the Hustle Unfiltered podcast hosted by Kayla Serta and Jackson Mansudi,
where we dive into raw, unfiltered conversations about training, health, and fitness while navigating the challenges of life and business in our 20s.
Guys, I'm dating Iron Man.
Yeah, you're dating an Avenger. You should be very pleased.
Yeah. Kinda. Not really.
Well, since I'll address the Iron Man in the room, I have carpal tunnel syndrome. As of yesterday, I've been clinically diagnosed with carpal tunnel syndrome.
How good.
Yeah, it's pretty frustrating, but...
Have you spoken about your hands on the podcast?
I think briefly, but like...
Do you want to explain what it is?
So carpal tunnel syndrome... What was that?
I don't know.
Carpal tunnel syndrome is the... basically a stress or a restriction of the median nerve, which runs through from all the way from your hands all the way up to your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially it's just like a restriction of that from overuse, and it can be from multiple things. In terms of like bodybuilding, it can be basically from rapid weight gain, so muscle mass increase, overuse of exercises, and overuse habit. So mine's kind of like a perfect storm where it's been the transition to online, doing a lot of desk work, typing, computer work, increase in volume in arm training, increase in body weight gain. So like all those things can happen.
Triple whammy.
Yeah. And then like increase in fluid retention as well, which obviously is happening too. So like just a bunch of things that have like sort of probably contributed to it.
Mm.
So wrist splint,
Double wrist splint.
Double wrist splint. The left one's worse, obviously. So I'm going to buy some changes in ergonomics of the office space to help.
Which I don't think is a bad thing, considering this is literally going to be our life for the rest of time.
Yeah, yeah. No,
I think it's worth the investment, and even if this probably wasn't happening, I think we would have gone down that route eventually.
Yeah. So we're going to do that, and then also we'll reduce some of the arm volume, reduce some of the movements that will agitate it, and then bringing the wrist splint really helps, as well as the nerve gliding exercises, which I've never heard of before until this.
Nerve gliding, what's that one?
It's like doing those exercises and stuff. So apparently like you can actually slide or glide or stretch that nerve.
I guess that kind of makes sense because it's like you are stretching it out and you go like that.
Yeah. But it's like, I think the thing that I am learning is that it's not like a muscle. Like one of the things Frank said was like the nerves, once they're excited, once they get worked up, they will take a while to calm down.
How long's a while?
I don't know. He said it can take a few months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because like the muscles you can attack, right? Like you can put needles in, you can reduce the stress, the tension around that, you can do release work, where like the nerves, there's nothing that really relaxes the nerves.
Yeah.
So
wow.
That's life.
That's your update?
Yeah. We're still large though.
You are still large. You still look very big. How heavy are you now?
I was 88 this morning.
Wow.
Yeah. I weighed myself at the gym just out of curiosity. I was 90.
You're 88.
Yeah. But we'll probably be 90 in the next few weeks.
So how much heavy is that?
When we got back from Bali, I was 80.
8 kilos.
Yeah. So
how many weeks?
How many weeks were we?
I don't know, that was end of Jan.
So
4.
8. 12, 16.
I'd say like 10 weeks, 10, 12 weeks.
Yeah, 8 kilos in 12 weeks.
Wow, big boy.
Yeah, and still lean. Gee, I wonder why.
Wonder what your concoction is. What you're mixing up on a Monday and a Thursday.
It's just my Hydrolyte.
It's the Hydrolyte.
Monday, Thursday. What are you doing? Telling you.
Confidential.
How's your training?
Training's good. This is.
Can we just explain to the people your meal timing?
Why?
I don't eat all day, so I eat a pear and a hot cross bun at 6 p.m.
What's wrong? No, that was not intentional. When was it? That was on Wednesday. I wanted to just film the content because I need to get ahead of time. And it's like the reward for me for filming that content was to be able to eat after. And I filmed the content and I ate after.
Fair enough.
But I do not condone leaving your food till the end of the night.
Yeah. Well,
It's just unfortunate that sometimes that does happen.
You're going to be eating a lot this weekend.
Yeah, on Sunday it's Easter. We're going to be.
Yeah. No meat today, guys. Fasting for Lent.
I've just run out of all my meat. I'm going to tune for lunch. And then we can get sashimi for dinner.
Yeah. I mean, I've still got minced pasta, so I can eat that.
Well, I've got no food, so I need something for dinner.
When you said it before and you were like, what are we doing for dinner? I was like, I still have no meals.
I don't have enough food left for that. And the shops aren't going to be open
Oh, yeah, shops aren't
because
open
it's
Friday.
public holiday.
Yeah.
So the only thing that is open, though, is the fucking fish shops.
We've got no more Ninja Creamy as well.
Well, that's another thing. I can actually eat a decent serving of protein at dinner. I can actually have sashimi because we're not having.
Yeah, I've been
Ninja Creamy.
struggling to get my protein down lately.
I have not.
It's hard to reduce protein.
It is. And I think the Ninja Creamy before bed is not sitting well with my stomach.
Oh, really?
Well, I just think I'm eating too much before bed.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot, like, I'm having my dinner, which is just basically carbs.
Cream of rice before bed. And you know what? Like, I know you don't like the texture, but it actually digests so well. Tried cream of rice with oats yesterday.
Yeah, I can't do that.
That was good.
It's just textures.
I'm officially a bodybuilder. I just eat.
I can't deal with the textures of things. Like, it just gives me the ick.
What textures do you like? Hot cross bun texture.
Hot cross bun. Well, I like a chewy, doughy texture. Like, that's why I like the bagels. Heated up, not toasted. I don't like the crunch. I don't like the crisp.
I like sourdough toasted, goated.
Toasted to a degree. When it's too toasted and it's cutting the top of your mouth, I don't like that.
No,
It ruins
fair.
the whole experience. When I go to a fucking cafe and pay $20 for eggs on toast just to get the top of my mouth scratched to the nines.
Look, I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
No,
It's not a deal breaker.
why do I
for
need
me.
a steak knife to cut my sourdough? That's a problem.
Nah, I'm a big fan.
That's a problem.
Sourdough's like the best bread ever, I reckon. Like, if you were to like give me a hierarchy of bread, it's like sourdough's up there.
Turkish bread. My nonna used to love feeding me Turkish bread with.
I would say like sourdough, Turkish bread, and then like a good.
The bread that we use for what's it called when we make steak sandwiches? That's good bread.
Oh, that's like a pana de casa bread.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's good bread.
Yeah,
That is
I
very
would agree.
good
That's
bread.
probably third. You know what I
And
used
then a
to love?
baguette.
Yeah, no. I would
The
like
dinner rolls.
the tiger rolls. Tiger rolls.
Tiger rolls just remind me of when I get patchy fake tan now, because that's what the skin starts to look like.
Yeah, tiger rolls are fucking goated. I'm gonna make for you. I'll put it out there. Before you start prep, I'm gonna make you a traditional Italian sandwich. Gonna get a big focaccia roll,
Mm-hmm.
and then put Jarlsberg cheese,
Mm-hmm.
prosciutto,
Mm-hmm.
rock it with some oil. Oh, phenomenal!
Well, you got 3 weeks to.
It's so good. It's like the best sandwich.
Get it
I've ever had.
happening.
Any wogs listening, they'll know.
Mm.
Sure, there's one or two. Harrison's listening. He tells me all the time. He's going to keep getting shouted out.
Yeah.
I know he's listening.
No, that's good. I'm looking forward to having that sandwich.
So yeah, you start prep.
I started prep in 3 weeks, which is just like crazy because it's come very fast.
Yeah. And then it's going to slow right down.
Well, that's why I'm like, fuck, like this time of year, like I find the June, July period just in general is very fucking like slow period in sense like it feels like it's fucking forever. We're in winter. So that's why it's kind of crazy that it's come to this point. But even then I'm like, it's only 21 weeks till the first show. Like that's not a lot of time.
No, it's not. It's not.
Like when you think about it, it's actually quite quick and it's going to come around quite quick. So I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to it. Like,
Yeah, it's like when I hear people do the short preps like 12 to 16 weeks, I'm like, fuck, it's not a lot of time to get ready. But
this is the longest diet I've ever done. Like the 2 photo shoots I've done, they've all been, it's like 12 to 14 weeks.
Yeah,
So
all
this
my
would be
diets
longer.
have been long, except my mini cuts.
Yeah.
My mini cut was 3 weeks.
Yeah. The longest diet I did was probably when I was 16 till I was 22, and I was just jumping in and out of deficits.
Yeah,
But,
that's
like,
that's yo-yo diet.
But no, this is the longest diet I'll ever do, and I'm very looking forward to it. I don't know, just I'm at the point as well now where I'm kind of over food. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I can diet now.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Which I think is a pretty good place to be.
Yeah, and it's not from I need to restrict myself. It's just like, you know what? I've done my build. Like, I've done my job. Like, on to the next job.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I'm like learning the more I learn about bodybuilding is just like, as a bodybuilder, you just do what it is. Like you know it sucks, you know it hurts, but it's what's required for the goal.
Yeah. Even like I was thinking about it this morning, like I didn't want to eat this morning because I'm not fucking hungry. But I'm like, it's got to be done for the goal. It's like when you're hungry in a deficit, it's like you could eat, but you're meant to be hungry, you're dieting. Like that's the point. But you don't eat.
Yeah, I think for me as well, like one of the things I've tried to approach this build with is very much trying to just like, just because I can doesn't mean I need to.
Yeah.
So like even yesterday, it's like I probably wanted to put chocolate on that cream of rice, but it would have put me like 5 grams over my fats, which again, not the biggest deal in the world, but I'm like, I can just do jam and help.
Fuck, that's disgusting.
Which still tasted fine. But it's like, I'm willing to make those sacrifices, bro.
I'd rather just have the chocolate than the fucking jam and honey. Ugh, yuck.
You don't like jam, eh?
Texture, weird. I don't like
It's like
jelly.
jelly.
I don't like jelly. I don't like. You will not see me in prep fucking smashing the jelly. Like
sourdough bread, jam, and peanut butter. Claps.
It's not it. 2 things I won't be having in fucking prep, that's for sure. Zucchini, anything. Zucchini in the bin. And jelly.
I don't eat zucchini.
Zucchini oats, you will not catch me dead fucking eating them.
I can't get around.
I went through a zucchini noodle phase and cauliflower rice phase when I was like 18.
I tried that once.
I don't even like cauliflower, and I fucking shoveled that shit down my gob.
Yeah.
And I hated every second
it
of it.
was purely for the volume aspect, and it was the worst idea.
Nah. Honestly, I'd rather be hungry than eat that.
Yeah, I agree.
So those are the 2 things. You will not catch me dead. And if you see me eating them, no, you fucking didn't. Nah, I can't. We're not going down that road in prep, that's for sure.
Should we segue into the topic for today?
Yeah, let me check what we're talking about. Because we've got 2 to film today.
Yeah, we're back and back because I'm away next week.
Yeah, he's leaving me to go to Melbourne. I'm really disappointed.
I'm so excited to watch massive bodybuilders from all over the country compete.
I'm kind of sad because I feel like when we watched the show last week, like that was a really cool show, and that's the first IFBB show I've properly watched. Because we did season B last year, but there was like hardly anyone competing when we were in Melbourne.
Oh yeah, that was a very average show.
Yeah.
Like even when I watched it, I was like, this is boring.
Yeah, but this was the first like proper one I've watched, and that was really cool. Yeah,
I agree. That was a great show, especially for a state show. Like that was fucking stacked.
You're a nugget.
You're a nugget. Yeah.
That was good. But no, what we're going to be talking about today, because obviously the last episode we spoke a lot about like motivation and being disciplined, and it's all good and well to know that, but it's like, how do we put that into application, especially when a lot of the people that are probably listening and like us, we go through our journey. It's a very long-term journey. We're not looking at things for an 8-week period, a 12-week period. It's like we want to see growth long-term. So there's going to be points where it feels like nothing is happening. It's going to feel repetitive. It's like, why am I doing this? Where's the result? What's happening? So it's kind of like thinking of how do we stay disciplined, or how do we move past the points where it feels slow, it feels like nothing's changing, and kind of getting over those middle parts of each phase when chasing your goals.
We know that we need to carry the boats, but how do we carry them?
How do we carry the boats? But I'd say like, so we can kind of look at it in different areas. We can go like the physique route and also like businessy route. But I guess, do you have any parts in your journey that you remember that were like that middle phase where you're like, I don't know if this is working, but do we keep going or do I pull the plug?
I say right now.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like, the reality is I'm not an IFBB bodybuilder.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like, you know, going to that show on the weekend was a very, I guess, in your face like experience, seeing that there's people my age or younger than me, like way bigger than I am. And it's like, of course, I've only, been doing this for 2 years, and 3 only been enhanced for 8 weeks, 10 weeks. So it's like, I understand that, but it's like, it's very disheartening. Just looking at people and being like, well, fuck, like take Matt Summers, for example. Like the bloke's 124 kilos on stage.
Yeah, wow.
And he's 23, 24.
That's crazy.
So it's like, I think for me, having that can be me like, well, fuck, what's the point? But it's like, for me, the way I look at it is like, instead of looking at it and being disheartened and being like, well, that's what I can achieve, that's what I can aim for. And it's like the conversation we had, it's like you're on your own path, and making that comparison is not fair. But I understand that middle part is difficult because you're not where you want to be just yet, but you're also not the person you were. So for me, it's like I just need to. I think the most important thing like that is acting like the person that you want to be anyway, despite where you're at. So, if we can look at it from the physique or the money aspect of things, right? And we do this all the time with business, like act like the person who already makes $1 million a year. How do they think? How do they act? How do they react? Or how do they not react? And it's the same thing with your physique. It's like, well, the person who's jacked and weighs 120 kilos on stage, or is just like the best version of themselves, for anyone else listening, is someone who meal preps, does the training, shows up despite how they feel, and same with business. And I think that's just how you have to think if you want to get through those periods, because eventually one day you'll wake up or you'll start to see the progress in that.
Yeah.
And you'll start leaning and tipping towards more of that person that you want to be.
Yeah.
But I think the funny thing with that as well is that you're always going to want more after that anyway. And you're going to be in a new middle part.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something I think the first thing is accepting that it's going to happen regardless of the goal.
Yeah.
And you're going to go through lots of middle parts, and each middle part, to a degree, is going to progress. Like the first middle phase you're probably in a better phase right now.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like in this circumstance or in this experience, it's the middle part where you don't want to be and you want to be better.
Yeah, yeah. I think, I mean, if you look at it from that perspective as well, it's like, like for us, we started in the gym. Like the middle part for us was not having clients. Yeah. But knowing we're good coaches, and then we get booked out. And then it's like, cool, now we want to go online. So now you're in that middle part where you're like, oh, like I'm face-to-face, but I want to go online. And then you're online and you're like, cool, I got like 30 clients, but I want 40. So you're in that middle part where you're not exactly making the money that you were when you were doing face-to-face, because you don't have the same capacity as you did like when you were face-to-face, because you don't have access to as many people. So it's just like, and the stakes get higher each time, and that's the funny thing. Yeah. What would you say is advice around that, though?
On like getting through it.
Yeah.
Just zooming out and not being so in your head in the moment.
Yeah. Like
acknowledging how far you have gotten to where you are now, and like the possibilities of where you can go from there. Because even like I'd say my middle part, or like the most recent one, was probably when I did the first build after my first photo shoot, where I was like, I'm making progress, I feel strong, but I was just kind of like, this is the first build I've done in this way. Like, is this even working? I don't fucking know. And like, I did all the things right. I was tracking the data, doing all that, but it was just very like, I actually haven't done this before, so I don't know if this is working. And it was just very much trusting the fact that I'm doing everything I need to in this moment. You just have to keep going. You're in a better position than when you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, which is great. But if you want to get even further, you have to keep going.
Yeah.
And not chop and change things so quickly, and not give it the chance for it to actually work.
Yeah, I think you only and that's the thing, the work that you do in that time when you feel like things are not working will pay the most dividends to it working out. Like the reason that you look the way you do now is because you stuck through that. And the reason that second photo shoot looked so good was because you did that build. Like, and it's the same thing with like, fuck, my build was a great example of that. I got up to 100 kilos, like natural, like was a bit on the thick side, a little bit sloppy, but like it's because of that I was able to build so much muscle in a short time. Was it the healthiest? No. Is it probably something I'd recommend or I'd do again? Probably not, but it was what was necessary at the time.
Mm.
And let me tell you, I did not feel comfortable looking like
Yeah.
that at the time.
But because you did it, that was your sticky point then. It's like your sticky point now looks very different and you're in a much better position as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you went through that.
Yeah, but because I went through that, I also placed second, third at multiple shows. So it's like, could we argue that that's the reason that happened? Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
And you just have to understand that if you stick through that point, then it's going to mean that the dividends will pay off a lot higher. You know, I've got guys who are building at the moment, and it's just, yeah, it's hard. Especially, I think the first build is always the hardest.
Yeah.
Because you're always just like, well, you know, you have the least amount of muscle in general. So you're really trying to build massive foundations of muscle, which I think is some of the hardest to build. So you got to really train hard. You got to really eat a lot of food. And yeah, you might be a little bit tipping towards the sloppier side because you don't have like that foundation amount of muscle. You haven't really gotten super lean yet before. So your body's just not ticking the way you want it to just yet. Whereas like I feel like after you do that first one, then it sort of starts getting into a position, and you do that first big diet too, where you get pretty lean. Your body starts to just act like a bodybuilder. It's really fucking weird.
Yeah. I can just tell from our own experiences when that's happened.
Yeah.
Would not expect to have looked like this before going into my prep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really weird. Like, not to say like you should do bodybuilding, but I think if you train like a bodybuilder and do all the phases of bodybuilding really well, over time your body just starts to understand it.
Well, if you have a physique goal and you want to build a physique, that's bodybuilding. You're just not stepping up on a stage and competing. But the whole nature of it is bodybuilding.
Yeah.
It's like if you want to get strong in your strength training, you're not having to step and do powerlifting, but you are still doing what the powerlifters do.
Yeah.
Just not to that extent.
I mean, look at me post-show. Like, my abs have not gone away.
Yeah.
And I've, gotten bigger and bigger and bigger.
But I think as well with time, you understand that there's other things to it than just tracking your macros and training hard. It's like, cool, like that's all looking good. But if I want to go to that next level, it's like, okay, I'm going to make sure I sleep well. I'm going to make sure I time my meals around my training. I'm going to make sure I do all these little things. And a few years ago, it probably didn't seem like something that would matter because it's like you just need to focus on being able to train hard and eat properly. But now it's like to a point where your body's responding to that. How do you take it to that next level?
Yeah. And I think as well as like it'd be silly for us not to, considering we've tried to set our life up so that we can do that.
Yeah, I'd say we're not the extremity of it, but I do think we're not the norm of it as well because our life is completely set up to be able to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm like, oh, it's time to eat. I better walk from my office to the kitchen.
Yeah, I've got my Google Calendar telling me when it's time to eat as well.
Yeah, and you just ignore it and keep working.
Yeah.
And you got me telling you to eat and you also ignore me and keep working.
It's only been this week.
But yeah, no, I think that middle part is very difficult. I mean, like, it is not something that it's also got no time limit on it because like it can last a month, it can last 6, it could even last a year. Like especially if you're trying to build for that time, and you got a lot of muscle to build, or you're building a business, like that takes a long time.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like in those moments you need to try and find the small wins. Like for you, what were some of the wins that you had to like focus on during that time to help you get through?
The strength increases in the gym, like that was a big one because I was strong at that point. I got stronger when I did the first photo shoot, but when I got to that point, I was like, oh, I can actually lift heavier than 12.5 kilos for a shoulder press. That's cool. Doing that, even I found like the biggest win was definitely my mindset around food though. Like I feel like a lot of that food focus dissipated in that time frame. Like I wasn't so like, oh, I've got all this food available to me now. I'm going to eat whatever the fuck I want. I was like, okay, like I've got all these calories. How do I make sure I'm putting these calories to use? Not just eating 1,000 calories worth of chocolate because I can. It's like, no, like you still eat your protein. How do you make sure your digestion's looking good? All that sort of stuff. And I feel like spending time eating more food allowed me to take away a lot of that emotion with food as well.
Yeah.
Like up until that point, because I was always trying to eat less, I was always trying to diet. I didn't actually spend time eating enough food to not see it as like, oh, you can only eat it for some phases and sometimes you can't. It's just like food is available always. You can have it today, you can have it tomorrow, you can have it in 6 months' time. It's just like work for the goal that you have.
Yeah, I think that's really important. I mean, it kind of is, goes without saying, but if you want to improve your relationship with food, eat more of it.
Yeah. Well, just it's like even like the scale weight as well. It's like I just saw that as data.
Yeah.
Like I understood, okay, if my weight is going up over time, that's not a bad thing. It means I'm building muscle, I'm gaining. That's what I want in this phase. That helped me detach a lot of that emotion I would see with it originally, because it's like, if it goes up, that's wrong. It's like, no, if it goes up in this context, it's actually what we want. And I feel like that allowed me to see a lot of those points more as data, and which was massive when that came out of that. Because now when I go into the builds and when I go into my cuts and whatever, I'm just very like, this is data.
Yeah.
There's no emotion attached to it.
Which I think is really important to mention as well, because it's like why you have a coach.
Yeah.
And it's like trusting.
And there was times I said to Jason, like, Jason, I feel fucking uncomfortable. He's like, yep, it's all good. Like, that's going to happen.
Yeah, which is why it's like you should just fully trust them.
Yeah. I'd say like, and this is something that's been quite common with a lot of the girls that have come on lately, is like a lot of their goals are to build. And they're like, I just don't know what to do. I'm scared to go up in food. It's just like having that reassurance of someone that's done it before, but also can give you that perspective that's not the emotional side of things. It's just like, I can get that. I get that. I see that. I feel that. But this is the actual truth to it. You feel that way because this is new territory. It's uncomfortable, whatever it may be. So you're going to experience that. But that feeling's going to last maybe like a day, couple days, maybe a week. And then you're going to be on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And it's only temporary.
Yeah, I agree. What are some of the pitfalls or some of the things that people should avoid when they're going through those phases?
Doing it alone.
Yeah.
Like definitely having someone in your corner, whether it's a coach or even like
someone just like it, yeah.
a friend that's done it before, that can just guide you, because you are going to get in your own way.
Yeah.
We are very emotional humans. Like, it is what it is. And especially when you expect quite high things of yourself and you have very high standards for yourself, you're going to get in your own head with it.
Yeah, for me, I think one of the things that you need to avoid is like the almost like the shiny object syndrome again thing, where it's like, oh, like I'm getting bigger, so it's like now I can get leaner.
Yeah,
it's like all like the getting emotional about everything and then thinking like, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna diet, and then you just end up looking like shit because you're constantly changing between two things.
Yeah,
I think anything in life, whether it's business, whether it's relationships, whether it's training, whatever the fuck it is, it's worth giving it some time or having some delayed gratification with it. I think one of the things that physique coaching, physique training, bodybuilding teaches you the most of, which is how to be delayed.
Yeah.
Like with your gratification.
Yeah.
So I think just making sure that you're not letting the emotions dictate the decision-making process is really, really important. And I spoke about this yesterday. It's like, I see it in check-ins all the time. People come in like, oh, I feel uncomfortable. I feel fluffy. I feel big. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, that's okay. But it's like, in the reality, how long are you really going to be in this position for? What, 4-6 weeks? Maybe 10 or 12? Like, I mean, the fluffy side of things. Because you really only feel that towards the back end of a build or something like that. And it's the same with the hunger on a diet. It's like the last maybe 6 to 8 weeks is like you're hungry. The last 4 weeks, okay, you're a bit brain dead, but
it's not forever, and it's just temporary. And I think something I was going to say, and I just fucking forgot. That's happened to me twice this week. It happened on a client call as well. I was like, I have something to say to you, but I can't remember.
Well, look at my diet and the prep, right? It's like the last 4 weeks. Yeah, it was rough. But looking back on it, it's fine.
It is what it is. I think another thing to avoid, which I don't think I've ever really spoken about before, is if you're someone that likes to follow a lot of influencers or like follow people and follow their journeys, is to stop looking at people that don't do what you want to do. Look at what type of content you're consuming and what type of messaging the people that you maybe look up to or enjoy looking to put out there, because that's going to start to stray away from the goal that you have, because they could be talking about, how to stay lean and, you don't have to be in a build to build muscle, like all like the bullshit stuff that gets fed out there.
Yeah. Too many chefs in the kitchen.
Like, take a step away, find the people that you trust, you know, whether that's you working with a coach, like, listen to them. Listen to the coaches that maybe they look up to, so you know the messaging is all the same, and follow people that are either chasing the same goals as you or have done it before, because that was probably one of the best things I could have done for my journey to stay on the one path and stay clear with what I want, is getting rid of all the noise that didn't contribute to what I actually wanted long term. Because when I was feeling like shit, or when I would have those emotional days where I would be feeling fluffy, it's like you put on Instagram, you see a girl that doesn't look like that, and like, great for her, like, we love that for you. But like, the ability for that to stray you away is going to be so much higher.
Yeah, I think as well, just sticking to your little echo chamber of, yeah, maybe it's a little bit too biased towards what you want, but at the same time, when you need it, it's worth it. And the other thing on that as well is, like, even when, like, you prep, it's like, we're not going to be looking at what other girls are doing. We're not going to be seeing who you're competing against.
No.
We're not going to be like, you know, and that's one thing you'll experience too. Everyone will be asking, oh, what are your calories on? How much cardio are you doing? Oh, you should be doing this, or you need to be doing that. It's like, nah, fuck off, man. Like, this is not for me to, like, say, oh, yeah, cool, thank you. But it's like, it's not anyone else's business to tell you what you should be doing during that time. I mean, the other thing on that as well is, like, how many girls, like, wellness girls, do we look at now on Instagram who get fucking big in their off season?
Yeah, they get really, really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, and for me to see that and absorb that and to just, like, be more comfortable with that, it's like, if that was what I have to do, I'm willing to do it. Yeah. I've seen it, because I've also seen it pay off for them.
Yeah, because it
I'm
does.
Like,
yeah,
fucking oath, like, I would do it if I had to.
Yeah. So,
but if I was looking at someone else that maybe just looked good but never went through that phase, it's like, that's just painting a picture, like, oh, I just do that, I just do that. It's like, no, that's setting you up for failing in your own goals.
Yeah, you need to understand that there's a point of uncomfortability that's going to come with the goal that you have. And that means being bigger, being hungry, being not hungry, being full, being broke, whatever the fuck it is, it's going to happen.
On that as well, especially when in your building, how do you deal with the lack of validation from other people?
I think for a guy, it's a little bit different, because you get the, oh, you look bigger, bro. Like, for a guy, it's a little bit different.
Or even just in any goal in general, like, that middle period where you're not making the crazy progress you want just yet, but you're obviously further ahead than where you were. That lack of either validation or just, like, other people seeing what you're doing, and it's a lot of quiet work.
I think just knowing that the opinion of other people shouldn't be the determining factor of whether it's worth doing or not. I mean, obviously it's very nice to hear, but it's the whole Hormozy thing of, like, it's the single clap in the auditorium for a long time until everyone else joins in. Like, you just have to be that person cheering yourself on.
Yeah.
You have to have a lot of the positive self-talk to yourself and be the cheerleader for yourself, which we obviously do a lot of. And if you do have someone that understands it, someone that is close to you, like us, it's like we're cheering each other on.
Yeah.
Like, I can see you working hard. I can see you pushing this build. I can see how it's going to pay off. And I obviously have my opinions of how I think you're going to go. But I'll keep that. But, like, you know, it's very supportive. It's like, I see what you're doing. I support it. I think it's great. And it's just having that small circle of people that allow that. And those are the only people opinions that you should really listen to as well.
Yeah.
But the most important one is the one that you have for yourself. I mean, like, a great example is me when I got really big. You were like, oh, I like you being this big. But it's like, obviously, like, that was nice to hear.
Yeah.
But then I also was just like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, like, I know I'm not getting a lot of validation at the moment. I know that I look sloppy. But I also know this is going to pay off.
Yeah, you're not ignorant to the reality of it.
Yeah. It's like, just wait till I have to diet. And I did. I killed myself for that.
Yeah.
And it paid off.
Slay. Go King.
Yeah.
I like when you're bigger. I feel like when you're really, really lean, it's like too lean.
Yeah, I don't love being really... I mean, look, I don't think I'll ever look that small ever again.
Yeah. No, I just remember getting to a point where, like, I'd hug you and I'm like, I'm hugging less of a body each week.
Yeah. Now we're on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, now, like, my hands are getting lighter again.
Yeah, but I think we should finish that off there.
Yeah.
Should we land on a lighter note again? I kind of like the whole shoot, fuck, or marry thing. But we shouldn't do that again. We need to switch it up.
What are you thinking?
Death row meal.
Death row meal. I've put this on my story before. But I feel like it changes on my mood.
What are you feeling at the moment?
I've got sashimi in my head, so sashimi rice, to be honest.
My death row meal would probably have to be... Oh, fuck. I don't know, man. It's a tough one. Like, one last meal. It would be Japanese. But, like, I'd want, like, sashimi. I'd want chicken karagi. I was
going to say, like, the whole shebang.
Yeah, like, give me the full course meal.
Yeah. And, like, some good seared, like, steak.
Yeah, give me the Wagyu steak.
Yeah.
Like, that's all Japanese.
Honestly, that steak joint we went to in Bali, where they cooked it in front of you with all the different salts and the sauces.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good.
Could definitely do that again.
Yeah.
That steak was good.
What about your, like, if you had a death row, like, breakfast meal?
Death row breakfast meal?
It's funny because, breakfast used to be my favorite meal of the day. Like, in terms of, like, go out and eat. And
really?
Like, yeah. Like, going out for breakfast was, like, one of my favorite things to do. Now it's just, like, not.
I never. It was always a fucking waste of money.
I agree it is. I think it's the meal that's probably the most waste of money because it's so short-lived. Like, it's not like as much of an experience as, like, dinner
It's short-lived and there's no protein in any of the good options.
Yeah.
And it's like if you get a protein smoothie, it tastes like arse.
Yeah,
if you get a protein smoothie bowl, it tastes like arse. You get protein pancakes, taste like arse. Like, it's...
Nutrition Station protein pancakes are really...
Unless you go to a place like that, but it's like, is that a breakfast outing?
Yeah.
Compared to, like, where you go out for dinner to a nice restaurant that gives you steak. It's like, that's the whole experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's like you get a bit more dressed up for it too.
Yeah, like Nutrition Station, I'm going there with a sweaty swamp puss. Like, there is nothing positive about that experience.
That was solid. But if you were, what is the meal?
For brekkie?
Mm.
Honestly, that Biscoff cream and rice at Pump Kitchens was pretty slay.
Oh, really? Wow.
Like, that was really good and it's fucking filling too.
Yeah. I would honestly go for a good omelette or a good, like, bacon and egg roll.
Yeah. The juice box bacon and egg rolls used to be really good when I
don't think I've ever had one.
Hungover on a Sunday? That and an orange juice.
If I've had it, it's probably been...
it would be when I would be hungover.
I feel like that area just reminds me of being hungover.
that area of Sydney does not remind me of good times. Some very feral times. But, yeah, no, I can see that. But that cream and rice was really good.
All right, we'll end it there. Thank you guys for watching and listening. If you enjoyed the episode, please like, share, subscribe, follow the journey, follow the hustle.
Follow the prep journeys.
And we'll, you guys will see us progressively. Well, you'll see Kaylee get progressively more depressed.
I'll get more gaunt. He'll get more big and
hopefully not have Iron Man fists. All right, we'll see you in